Hello everybody, Ghostblade 1062 here with another rolling stock review. Today we will be looking at a Piko Expert Line 2-pack of Shimmns-u telescopic hood coil cars in the Deutsche Bahn AG scheme. And now let's move on to the unboxing. Alright, taking a look at the front of the box, we have two clear plastic front windows giving us our first look at the two coil cars. We also have the Piko logo in the top right here with the Expert Line logo in the bottom center. On the bottom of the box we have an age restriction warning. And then on the top of the box we have no relevant information. On both the right and the left side of the box we do have a little bit of product information. Here we have the product barcode as well as the product ID, this being 58293. It is a 2-pack of telescopic hood Shimmns-u coil cars from the DB AG era 6, so 2007 to present. And then on the back of the box we have the Piko contact information. And now opening up the box, this is fitting quite tightly. And I've torn the outer box a bit there. This box is a super tight fit. There we go. Here we got the two inner boxes. This outer one really being just a sleeve. Included in here we have the typical Piko advertisement booklet. We have our diagram here of the cars with a parts list on the back. And then we have our two internal boxes, these containing pretty much all of the same information as the outer box. On the back of them we do have the typical Piko breakdown of their product lines, and again their contact information. So now we'll start with the first one, opening up the package. Included here we have this baggie of coupling hooks and brake lines, which I will not be using as they tend to interfere with the operating capabilities of the cars. So cutting the tape to take off the outer shell. Here we have the first car. And here is the second car. And with that, we are ready to move on to the detail overview section of the video. Time to take a closer look at the cars. Starting with our first one. On the end here, we have our coupling hook just above the hook and loop coupler here, with our buffers on either side. We also have our step here with a separately fitted plastic handrail. And on either side we see our locking latches for the telescopic hood. We also have this electrical piping going up to a flashing warning light. Moving on to the side here, we have our trucks with both brake and suspension detailing, which is done quite nicely. We have some nice leaf spring detailing here. Right above that is the hook for crane attachment in case the car derails. Here towards the end of the car we see our latching mechanism again. And we have our information panels here, which have our capacity information, the car length. We have the Deutsche Bahn reporting marks. We have the car number, this being 3180-4671-191-3 of the SHIMMNS-U type. Right here we have the edging of the hoods where we can see the different sizes, and on the second third we again have that as well, which allows the hoods to slide over top of each other. Here we also have our brake wheels, which is mirrored on the other side, as well as our brake levers and pipe brake line detailing here on the outside of the frame. And we have our other truck and again our latch detailing here. Moving on to the other end of the car, we again have our coupling hooks, we have our frame detailing, our hook latches, we have our step and handrail, and our buffers. And then on this side we have our car information on the small hood, but again we have our reporting marks, car number, car type, we have our capacity and length information, all pretty much the same detailing, just reversed to flow with the car. And now looking at the other car, we'll see most of the detailing being the same other than the road number. This second car being 3180-4671-136-8. But aside from that, we have all of the same detailing. Looking at the car from the top, we can clearly see the different sizing in the hood. And looking at the car from the underside, we have our brake line detailing here. We have our air reservoir and brake cylinder detailing. And molded in we have the Piko logo as well. This being visible on the other car as well. And with that, we are done with the detail overview section of the video. And next, we will move on to the rip track segment, where we get these cars ready for the track. Time for the rip track segment. To begin with, we are going to verify the wheel gauge of the cars. We'll start with car 191-3. Axle 1 is good. Axle 2 is good. Axle 3 is good. And axle 4 is good. Now we can move on to car 136-8. Axle number 1 is good. Axle number 2 is good. Axle number 3 is good. And axle number 4 is good. So all of our axles are properly engaged, though our flanges are fairly deep, so with shorter rail height track like Code 83, you may get the sound of the axles hitting the ties. Now we are going to replace the couplers on the cars with knuckle couplers. And then we are going to verify our height as well. That's coupler number 1 out. And I have gone through off camera and adjusted the coupler trip pins on the knuckle couplers here. Now for coupler number 2. That is the first car done. This is 136-8. Now for 191-3. There we go, coupler number 1. Come on. There we go, coupler number 2. There we go. And with that, we have our couplers swapped. And now to verify our coupler height. Alright, so coupler number 1 is at proper height. Now for coupler number 2, we're sitting a touch low, but not bad. Now for the second car, coupler number 1. Is good. And coupler number 2 is also good. Alright, so our couplers are at proper height. Our wheels are engaged. So now let's get these cars over to the track for a test run. Alright everybody, this concludes my review of the Piko Expert Line 2-pack of SHIMMNS-U coil cars with the telescopic hoods. All in all, the cars are running very well. The detailing was decently done, and by ways of functionality, I can't really complain. The main part that I found to be a downside was the way the trucks were made, which made it a bit of a pain to get the couplers out of the NEM shafts, as you had to kind of fiddle the pliers in to get them out, the couplers pushed through. But other than that, I really don't have anything negative to say about the cars themselves. The outer sleeve of the packaging was kind of a pain to deal with. Because of how tightly it fit, I ended up tearing it a fair bit while trying to get the inner boxes out. But aside from that, the cars are a very nice addition to my collection. And all in all, I can't really complain. That being said, if you enjoyed the video, leave a like and a comment, and subscribe for more Model Railroad content. Have a great day, everybody!